one of those things where I don't even know how to describe it. I really appreciate you today because I was getting so bummed out about my ankle. And then the chess, at first I was like, oh, King's Gambit, I'm pissed off. But then you realize you learned so much from that video. And, you know, that's how you get past negative emotions. You learn. Like it's not the cure, but it's one of the ways that can cure temporary fleeting negative emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I'm very, very thankful for you.
Oh yeah, man. My
Yeah.
pleasure. I thought you would enjoy it, especially like since I know you at least used to play the King's Gambit, and I thought you would appreciate the fact that the piece sacrifice was like positional in nature.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my mind blown because I've seen where, okay, you just do it and take the center, but you take the center and immediately you're thinking, okay, how do I sack? How do I attack? But he's like, not just taking the center, but thinking, okay, how do I develop better? I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. It was pretty like you realize like the way he's thinking is just so simple, and it's just based on this faith that he has that the center is valuable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like all he's doing, like he said, like when he said that like all of his moves are just about improving his worst piece.
Yeah.
It was like just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it was cool to like see it be so effective. Did you finish it?
I have not yet. I've gotten to the part. This is actually, it's good that you're asking me so I can think back to where it is right now. It's really good for chess learning. Let me think if I can describe to you. Let's see. Ooh, this is good practice. I'm trying to picture where all the pieces are right now, especially since I got, I did other things and I got to come back to it. Ooh, okay. All right. Let's think about this. So last time I texted you, Black had all his minor pieces developed. Oh, okay. Now I remember. So he sacrificed. Let me think about this. I think he did a rook sacrifice. White did a rook sacrifice, and it was a positional thing of which pawn to take. I believe it was a rook sacrifice. It could have been a knight sacrifice. And basically what we learned from David was that Black took with the correct pawn because it opened up a file for his rook that was still stuck in the corner. Does that ring a bell as to where I am?
Yeah, that's totally it. Rook takes d5, and then Black recaptured with their c pawn.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, see, cool. I'm getting better at remembering.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I've never been put on the spot, but I'm glad you put me on the spot because, I'm like, oh, I actually do remember. But it's the importance of learning to play positional, because if you can understand the more grand positional concept, then okay, you can sort of piece together what's going on. But if you're trying to remember a tactical line, I think it's going to be harder.
Yeah, it's nice if you have like the more of an understanding you have of the position, the more it kind of like naturally guides your candidate moves, but also it does you the favor of ruling out a bunch of moves that you might have considered if you weren't considering like the imbalances in the position.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to start very quickly with a 10-minute blunder game, or do you think it's 15-10? What do you think? Or 10-5?
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
You're streaming. Okay. What do you think about I don't know how, if you were set up for this at all. But what do you think about like you playing a blunder game and me commentating on it?
Why don't we do this? Let's do that. So I will share my screen.
Okay.
And then we'll figure this out. I tried it once, but what happened last time was that I like hearing the pieces move. So let me figure out how I can hear the pieces move without hearing your commentary.
Okay.
Let me think about this. Oh, I know how. Very easy. All I have to do is I'll mute this tab, so then I won't hear your commentary, and then I can hear the pieces move.
Okay. Do you want to test it
let me
real
test
quick?
that right now. Yeah, let me mute right now.
Open up like an
I can't hear you at all. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so once I get the, I think I'll just do a 10. I'll do a 10. We'll play a 10-minute blunder game. Let me get everything ready, and then I'll mute the tab. So, all right. So for everyone watching, especially, I don't think chess.com watches my channel yet. I hope to get big enough. I hope Omid gets big enough too. They'll watch our channel one day. But just so you guys know, I will mute the tab. So whatever Omid's saying, I can't hear. Okay. So I'm going to mute the tab in 3, 2, 1. It is muted now. So Omid, go ahead and talk.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right. So Jerry starts with
here,
E4.
Let's think about this. Stick to the basics. So I'm almost tempted to play a Rui Lopez, but let's do Italian. Okay, so he's gonna do the 4 knights. I could fry liver. Let's see, what would he do? He could Traxler me. That would be kind of funny if he Traxlers me. I've never played a fried liver at this stage. Let's see, or do you just develop? Let's develop. So he goes there.
So this is the center
There's an
fork
interesting
trick.
line here. He's gonna go there, and I just got forked. So that's a variation of the Halloween gambit. Interesting. I should have played the fried liver. Let's see.
I think you could
Very
just
interesting.
be really simple here.
Do I give up a bishop? Or do I give up a knight? I think you got to give up a bishop. Because I don't want him to gain a tempo on me. Counter attack here.
It's a good move.
Goes back there. Let's see. Castle. Let's get this safe.
Normal moves would be D3 and
Go
castles. I like that move. So far, Jerry has not blundered any pieces or pawns. So far, so good. So far, it looks like both players are playing really solid moves. Nobody is blundering anything. Right now, Black's queen is kind of blocking their light squared bishop from developing, which is a problem we'll have to fix, but, you know, it's not a blunder. Looks like Jerry is noticing a weakness on E5. Can tell that, yeah, I could tell that he was thinking about rook E1. So this is a double attack on the E5 pawn. We'll see how Black reacts to this. Should note that right now, White's knight on C3 is pinned by Black's bishop. So if White moved the knight on C3, they would lose in exchange. Ooh. This looks to me like Black just blundered their E5 pawn. Jerry is looking at his C pawn. So a blunder here for White would be to take the knight, because after Black recaptures with the pawn, they'd be attacking the knight, which is pinned. But this is Yeah, this is good. So Jerry's opponent just blundered a pawn, and Jerry's doing pretty well. That was good.
There, potentially.
So the queen is not really doing anything. I suspect that Jerry will break the pin with bishop d2. If Jerry moves his knight back to f3 and his opponent captures it with their knight, Jerry could recapture with their queen. And if queen takes f3, white would have doubled pawns on the f file, but they wouldn't lose anything.
That's a skip right there.
Rook e4 is an interesting move I see that Jerry's looking at. Feels a little bit loose to me. I don't love seeing the rook on e4 when it's the only defender of the knight on e5. It kind of has a job. And yeah, the knight is easily defended.
Got really messy.
But one benefit, I think I would have preferred bishop e5 there for black.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see a really killer move for white. I don't think Jerry is considering it. Yeah, I think Jerry had the move knight d5 there, which was
tempo on the knight,
threatening knight e7. But this is fine. Really, the point of these blunder games is for Jerry to play an entire game without blundering a piece or a pawn. So far, Jerry is doing fantastic.
It'll be like this.
He hasn't blundered anything, and he has taken
Does open up
his opponent's free stuff.
He's blocked.
C4 would be I think a decent positional move here, just to keep the A8 to H1 diagonal closed. But really, these games are all about just not hanging your stuff and taking your opponent's free stuff.
You gotta move it. He's gonna go there. Goes there.
Okay.
There.
Mm.
Does he have a tactic at all? He doesn't have a tactic.
Okay, so Jerry has just spent 3 moves developing his bishop. I think c4 after bishop e2 would have been more to the point. The bishop was already on a good diagonal, and with the pawn to c4, he would be taking away the d5 square from his opponent's light squared bishop. Looks like Jerry's opponent is trying to set up some kind of like bishop d5 move to threaten mate on g2, but Jerry should have a way out of that if his opponent doesn't next move. Ooh. Uh-oh. I think we can get out of this, but I'm not sure if Jerry noticed the tactical alignment between his queen and rook in this move. I'm guessing his opponent is gonna play bishop d5, as they were probably planning on doing that anyways. We'll see. We'll see if Jerry noticed that he put himself in this kind of alignment where he could get skewered. I think he does have a way out of it. His opponent doesn't notice it at all. I think his opponent is seeing ghosts. They probably are scared of something happening on f7. I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay. Oh wow. I think Jerry's last move may have been a blunder because of his back rank issues. If Black had played bishop d5.
Well, actually, misclick. That was a misclick, guys. Misclick. Misclicked. Misclicked. I was trying to go here. Misclick.
Oh, that's brutal.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's just
misclick. That might have been GG. I misclicked.
Yeah, that's definitely GG. Jerry, if Jerry doesn't want to get mated on g2, he's gonna have to move the g pawn. That's unfortunate. I think Jerry played.
I'm gonna have to use my fingers next time. I don't want to use the mouse anymore. Oh man. Shoot.
I'm not totally sure. I'm trying to think about that one position when Jerry played his a rook to e1. If Black had bishop d5 there, could we?
It's not good.
I think we actually could have gotten away with rook takes rook.
Not good, man.
Because if bishop takes f3, we would have rook e8, which would lead to a back rank.
I messed up.
Okay. So I like that.
Just gonna go there.
Oof. Yeah, this is
take
pretty crispy.
I think there's anything I can do.
Rook c1 extends the game longer, but then rook takes e4.
I don't think there's anything I can do.
Oh well, Jerry played a good game though. Besides
there's nothing I can do.
You know, it was a mouse slip. His opponent goes for the exchange instead of, you know,
we'll just have
maybe a quicker mate, but
we'll just have to go here.
Yeah, this is too much material to come back from.
He's gonna go there. I'll take the shit that I knew.
He could have played bishop c5, but the game is basically over.
Nothing I can do.
I would say in general, Jerry did a good job in this game, especially in the opening. He didn't blunder any of his pieces or pawns. He took a free pawn. He noticed some of his opponents hanging stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. I just misclicked. Oh.
Yeah. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
The moment I was trying to go for the other square, but for some reason I don't know how my mouse slipped like that. So
Yeah.
unfortunate, guys. Sorry about that. Not the blunder game, but you know, it's a different type of blunder game.
No, I was just saying I thought you did overall you did a really good job not hanging your stuff, and good job taking that hanging pawn on
Yeah.
e5.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, do you want to go over real quickly, or is it, I mean, the point of the
Huh?
blunder games is just try best not to make mistakes and blunder, right? So,
Yeah. You know what? Let's look at it. Let's look at it.
we'll look at it real quickly.
Can we do it without the game review?
Yeah,
Can we just
yeah,
like
we'll
click
do
an
it from the
analysis
beginning.
board?
Yeah. Oh shoot, I pressed no. Oh, I accidentally pressed rematch. No rematch. No rematch. Yeah, we'll just do it from like this. Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
oops. Did you know this feature? I accidentally pressed F.
I don't understand what's happening at all.
Yeah, it's like if you smash the board, you're angry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw me. You probably heard me say it to myself. I'm like, shall I fry liver? And I decided against it, right? So
Yeah.
that was the first decision.
That would be a little bit anti-blunder game, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the center fork trick before? What your opponent did?
I think so. Let's see. I guess might as well let's explore it.
Yeah, so it's basically just what happened. So you played knight c3. Your
Yeah.
opponent, sacrificed their knight on e4, and the point was to get d5.
Yeah.
And
I've done it before on an opponent, so it's funny that I forgot that I didn't. I guess it's called the center fork trick, but yeah, I've done it before. But I was like, the moment I got it done to me, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
yeah, it's something to be aware of in like especially in e4 e5 openings. Yeah, interestingly, it doesn't I don't think it actually like loses any material.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think yeah, it's a question to consider whether you give the bishop or the knight. If you wanted to give the knight instead of the bishop, you could play bishop d3. But yeah, so far we're okay. We didn't hang anything.
Exactly.
So
and
takes.
Yeah, I was like, I felt like this was okay. I was like, yeah, I was like, because at this point the queen's gonna come out, so it's like I could attack him again. So
yeah, I liked how this turned out for you.
and
So
so
that
wasted
was
the tempo.
Yeah, that was a kind of a weird choice by your opponent, as they're blocking their light square bishop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you played d3, I think, which makes sense. You want to develop your bishop, and you're also protecting the e4 square.
Yeah.
Bishop b4, hitting your knight. I like castles. We don't care about the pin, and we're not wasting a tempo with a3.
Yeah.
That was really good. Your opponent castled, and then you saw the pawn, which was only defended once, and so you attacked it a second time, and your opponent gave it to you for free.
Yeah, exactly. So that was his mistake moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a blunder.
And it also had a tempo on the queen. I was like, oh, it's a best of both worlds type of mistake that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yeah. So that was my moment. That was my good moment of taking advantage of an error.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We could, by the way, we could have played knight f3 and accepted the doubled pawns. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Exactly.
Knight c4 too, or even you could think about knight knight g4 instead of rook e4, knight g4, and then bring your knight to e3. Get another tempo on the queen. If you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
This rook e4 move, it doesn't hang anything, so it's fine in that regard. But what I don't like about it is that your rook has the job of protecting your knight on e5. So like centralizing it isn't like super special. Like you might just be putting it in a vulnerable spot, and you kind of don't want your rook to get chased around. Like you're probably going to be tactically okay, but like you're probably, if I was your opponent, I would have been thinking about moves like maybe you'd have to like I was gonna say like b6 and bishop b7, and you just don't want to be in a place where like your opponent is like making threats on g2 and your rook's attacked. It's a little bit like you get this feeling that like a tactic is going to happen, and there was some opportunities later in the game based on your rook being on e4.
Yeah, exactly. Now that I realized that basically this was the only protector of this, like he could have just started applying pressure this way.
Yeah.
And
you would have had to move your knight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think you would be losing material. You wouldn't be losing a pawn unless yeah, because if they play rook e8 and you move your knight, you're attacking their rook. So they would have to do something about that. Rook takes e4, you could play knight takes e4. So maybe in this position, well, no, I was gonna say maybe bishop takes c3 to remove that defender, but then you get a tempo on their knight too. So yeah, you're doing okay. I think, yeah, in general, you're doing good. I'm kind of like nitpicking just some of the opening moves on principle, but you are up a pawn and you aren't hanging stuff. But just be aware, you know what I mean? Like your rook has an important job because your knight's kind of like dangling on e5. Yeah, so
yeah, it's funny because I saw my thought was eventually I get the knight away and then I'd have a skewer, right? You probably saw me draw an arrow.
Yeah.
But what I sort of didn't, I sort of glanced past the fact that, okay, but it is hanging now. So like, yes, I'm planning to get it out of the way, but like potentially he could pressure it. And then it's like, uh-oh, there might be a tactic. Yeah. So it was one of those because I was looking at the time. You see, look at the time. I was like, uh-oh, I'm like potentially going to run into time trouble. So I was just like, let's just find a move. So that's kind of what I did.
Oh, about your clock usage. That was really good. You were thinking more than your opponent was, and you won a pawn, and that's why. So,
yeah, exactly.
Good job.
Thank you, man. So that was a kind of probably not the best move on him, I think. I saw that, I was like, and so
yeah. So let's pause in this moment before you play a3. One benefit of your knight being on e5 is that it's actually blocking the 5th rank. And I thought here you had an opportunity to play knight d5. Which is both attacking their dark squared bishop, but it's also threatening knight to e7, forking the king and queen.
Yeah.
So you would have had a chance to eliminate their bishop pair there too. And, like let's imagine a line knight d5. You're threatening knight e7. So let's say, there's not a lot of good options for black's queen, but let's say queen e6.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sure that we have any great discoveries, but now knight takes b4, c takes b4, and maybe now their knight on d4 is undefended. And you also have this alignment of like, you know, there are potential discoveries here. I don't know if there's a winning tactic. It's kind of hard to see, but you know, like
Yeah.
your opponent has some like tactical problems here.
Yeah, yeah,
too.
exactly.
But
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of those moments where honestly I didn't even consider this move. I was just like, because I thought, okay, I honestly, this is one of those things that who's the guy that was really, really the Igor Smirnov.
Mhm.
Forgot what his YouTube name is, but he's like one of the things that people forget when they're calculating. Assume your opponent's not just going to go this way, right? I just assume he's going to go this way. No, what if he decides to move forward? He's going to capture my knight. So that's an example of as I make more mistakes and calculations or miscalculations like this, I'm going to remember, okay, assume he might go forward. He's going to be like, well, I guess it's time for me to exchange.
Uh-huh.
So that was
Yeah.
when he did that. I was like, oh yeah, Igor Smirnov's tip: assume your opponent's going to move forwards.
I just realized, by the way, the knight d5 line, that's actually, that should be, oh, I think that's winning material, actually, because if queen e6, and in fact, I don't even see any other square besides queen e6 that is safe.
Yeah, and then it's
For
a
the black
fork.
queen, and then it's
Yeah,
a fork on c7.
it's a fork
so,
on that. Yeah, exactly.
so that's just winning material.
Yeah,
There,
exactly.
but that's
I think
a more of like a combination than like a one or two move kind of tactic. So that's like a little bit beyond the scope of the blunder
yeah,
games. But
yeah, agreed. I think if this were
still,
longer, I might have seen it.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
Anyways,
it's like an example of you got to think moving forwards, right? I was just thinking, okay, let's just kick something. But it's like, I didn't even think, yeah, like develop the knight more. It's not pinned.
yeah. Yeah, I think, and I
Yeah.
mean, like your opponent, they just traded their bishop willingly for your knight. But also in general, you know, like you still have like two undefended pieces, your bishop on c1, your rook on a1. Like, you know, we don't need to spend tempi on pawn to a3. We, you know, we can just say like, you know, what's your bishop doing
Yeah.
on b4? Like,
Yeah.
you want to trade it for my knight? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
You just spend your time just making your position better. That thing is no problem.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then it went. And another thing was, I was like, oh, I do gain a tempo on his knight. So, but then it goes there. And then I was like, you know what? I guess we're all doubling our pawns. So I decided to go with the exchange since I'm already ahead of pawn.
Yeah.
So it makes this file. Look at this file.
You know what I was thinking would be a nice move for you here? And this will be, I think you'll like this because of your recent interest in positional chess. But the move, and you had this move a couple of times, but c4. Pawn from c3 to c4. What that does is notice like how terrible the pawn on c6 makes black's bishop.
Yeah.
Their bishop, right? It wants to go to b7 and then move both of the c pawns forward so it can have like this beautiful diagonal.
Yeah.
And since that's not really feasible, it wants to go to e6 to d5 like it did in the game.
Yeah.
But if you play c4, you take all that away, and the b2 to g7 diagonal opens up for your dark squared bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a beautiful positional thing that I didn't see. Obviously. Yeah, exactly. That was a beautiful, now that you pointed out, yeah, that would have been a beautiful positional move.
Yeah, it would like make your bishop better because you just have this wide open diagonal that they can't block with anything.
Yeah.
Right? And you stop them, right? They don't have d5, they don't, you know, b7 doesn't do anything. A6 just looks, you know, bites on granite, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that was I would call that a miss. So
not a blunder though. So
not a blunder.
It's okay.
Exactly.
You're doing okay so far.
Yeah. And my thought was, and that's an example of the sequence of moves, right? I sort of realized that this bishop was going to be very useful, but I should have played that first. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play the pawn afterwards. Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good move by your opponent. That was your last chance to play c4.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
And I guess the reason I changed my mind was I saw a like a pin, but it wasn't a true pin. Because immediately he moves it, right? And I go for it anyways. This was an example of, see, I'm like starting to run a little bit lower on time, and I didn't like, it's one of those, like, you got to examine where the board is now, not where it was a move. I didn't realize that this protected this. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to attack the pawn twice. And then I was like, oh, wait, Jerry, that was the point of his move here.
Yeah.
So that's an example. You got to think about where the board is now, not where you remembered it when you were thinking of a sequence. So that was like another sort of an error / mistake. Not a mistake, but it was maybe a mistake. I'll call that a mistake.
Yeah, it's still you're doing fine, right? Like we didn't play like queen g4.
Yeah.
Which would lose a rook, right? So yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
So your opponent plays queen g5.
Yeah. And then
I was curious about a couple things. Did you notice that your opponent was trying to set up like a mate on g2 with bishop d5?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you also notice that bishop d5 would skewer your rook and queen?
That I did not. That I did not. Yeah. So that's a mistake. This, again, I was starting to get a little worried about time. So yeah, this I honestly didn't see at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't say so that. I would call that a second mistake. Yeah.
So rook e7.
Yeah.
This I was really scared in this moment because I was wondering if black had bishop d5 here. And at first I was thinking if you play rook takes e7, bishop takes f3, but then you actually have rook e8.
Yeah.
Which mates black.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you're okay. Bishop d5, you have rook e7.
Yeah. Exactly.
If queen e7, rook e7,
yep,
bishop f3, gf3, you're up a piece.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you're I was really nervous for you though.
Yeah, and because I didn't see this, basically what I was going on was just an instinct that his back rank was weak. So that's why I did this. But yeah, thank goodness that instinct was correct, but I won't even pretend I calculated. It was just an instinct. It was like, I think his back rank's weak.
Yeah. You were a little worried about the clock. And
yeah, exactly. So I'm going down to 3 minutes, and then this one I misclicked. I was what was I trying to do here? Why? Let me think about why. Oh yeah, I guess I was trying to be like, okay, let's just exchange queens, and then I'll take this pawn. That was my goal.
Yeah, good plan.
So that was my plan, and then unfortunately I clicked the wrong square. And I was like, okay, I've lost this because obviously I didn't see this, but obviously I saw this. So because I saw this, right? So I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like you can't even recapture the bishop either, Yeah. And you don't have time to take on e7 because they just mate you on g2.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, so that was not like a blunder, as in I didn't know what I was doing. It's just a misclick, which happens with online play. But it can happen over the board too, especially in a tournament. If you touch it accidentally, you're forced to play it. Right? So if you touch the wrong piece, then you might be forced to blunder. So be careful where you click. Playing online, be careful where you touch when you're playing over the board against people who care about the play. Yeah, exactly. So if you want, let's watch you play a blunder game.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll have you share your screen, and then we can just do it where you mute your tab and everything. Okay. For those of you watching, let's see if we have any comments. Okay, nobody's People are watching, but nobody's commented on my little blunder with the mouse. What do you call that? I guess there must be a funny name for that, like a mouse gambit or something, where you blunder by misclicking.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like
Let's
the
see.
Botes gambit is when you hang your queen, right? There's got to be a name for when you misclick.
Give me a second here.
Yeah. Tonight we are young, so let's set the world on fire.
Would you be able to follow?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, let me stream and I'll follow you. That's a great idea.
All right, I think I'm gonna do it in Lichess, if that's cool.
Okay, sure.
All right,
we'll go on Lichess. I like that you're a fan of Lichess.
Yeah.
It seems to have certain, even though it's a free site, it seems to have certain features a little better.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Oh.
Okay, so let me sign in. And then let me find my buddies on Lichess. The only thing Lichess doesn't have is it's a little hard to find your buddies. You have to.
Yeah, you have to go to like My Friends or something.
Yeah, you're not Yana the Dead, right?
That is me. Yeah.
Oh, that is you. Okay, okay, that's what I mean. It's like I have to remember. Yeah, that's you. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna start a game, and then when I do that, you're going to go to activity, like where my game archive is, and it'll say that I'm playing one. So the tab to the right.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
Go back to the other tab. I'll let you know when I start my game, and then you can click on that, and it should show that I have a game in progress.
Okay. Cool.
Right. And then I'll like take off my headphones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you know when the game starts.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to. All right, game started.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right. So we have Omid, one of my great chess friends, playing a little. I'm going to turn off the Zen mode, by the way, to see who's who. Oh, he's white. Okay, he's playing white. He's playing against black. And, okay, he's playing the Scotch. He's going to play the classical Scotch. He's going to recapture with the knight. So there's a Scotch gambit, right, where you give up a pawn, but you develop your light square bishop. So this is really interesting. Let's look at it from his, you can flip it this way. Yeah, this opponent's of you. His opponent's name is Alex Gonzalez. So he's taking his time. Notice Omid taking his time to think about it. He sees that he has a check. So this from Omid's perspective. So interesting. So opponent develops the knight to recapture. And now Omid decides to develop his knight. So if you look at the board, these pawns are a little bit not controlling the center, right? Got a little bit of center control here and here, but he's got a little bit of light square control and a little bit of dark square control. See this? So the question now is develop. Right. Very interesting. Not so sure about that move by the opponent, unless he's trying to castle this way. Well, you got all your pieces here. You should probably castle this way. I was not so sure about this move by the opponent. Let's see. Knowing Omid, he sees that it's not the best move. Let's see how he's going to take advantage of this. So I see a backward pawn here that's only defended once. Or actually twice. It's defended twice. So backward pawn here. Okay, he decides to develop his knight. not castled yet, but sometimes they say develop your minor pieces before you castle, right? So there is a pawn here that's not defended right now. And this also defends this pawn. So I guess it's a developing move, but where would you go with this? Very interesting opponent. What's the opponent's Lichess rating? About 2100. 2100's about maybe like 1600 if you were to play in a chess tournament, maybe. Although I think Lichess is known to get people's ratings a little bit boosted higher than usual. So I guess why he went there, besides to develop, is to defend against this potentially, because that would gain a tempo on the queen. So one thing to notice about Omid is he's really thinking. He's not like me, like looking at the clock and starting to get panic, right? But then he still has a lot of time. Let's see. The keyboard shortcuts for Lichess are different from chess.com. So for those of you watching, he doesn't have his headphones on, so he can't hear my commentary, for those of you wondering. He's really taking his time and thinking about it. And that's good. If you know you're in a crucial spot, think about it. So he decides to castle, which is probably the move I was leaning towards too. Because again, this bishop can develop. Oh! He's going to try to maybe fianchetto. Omid does have potentially, although the knight would hang, but he could potentially figure out a way. You see this? Look at this. See that? That diagonal has a lot of pieces that could get targeted. But okay, so Omid decides to retreat because, again, his knight was being threatened by this. Okay. Wow. Look at this. What the heck? You got this right here. You now can, well, not yet. Actually, you can. Whoa, that was a very bad move. That was a very bad move. Yeah, you could go here, which gains a tempo on him. And then you could just, or you don't ever do it yet. You could, yeah, see, he sees it. Yep, Omid sees it. Omid sees it. Yep. You gain a tempo on the queen, and then you're going to get this, right? He can't. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that was the right move. The thing is, he could actually go here. Never mind. It's not actually a tactic. You go here, here. You lose a knight, but you have a discovered check. Okay, there you go. That's how you set up for that move. Yep, there you go. Yeah, you also have this diagonal. Like, there's a lot. Yeah, that was a very bad castle. I'm curious to hear what Omid says, but I was like, there is no way anyone's saying would castle queenside, but he decided to with both the pawns in front of the rook and the king completely hanging. Like, what is this? This is crazy. Yep, Omid's doing the right thing, really taking his time. Okay, so this will not only limit his bishop, but it'll also pin him if there's a lot of, this game is now very tactically heavy. So let's see. Go here, here. That would be a, yeah. There you go. So he decides to get the pin anyways, but he actually hangs his bishop.
Terrible.
He hangs his bishop. Yeah. Okay. He hung his bishop. So see, this is an example of a blunder game, right? Sometimes you do something like that. In fact, when I dismissed the move, I dismissed it because of this. I didn't even dismiss it because of, oh wow. So yeah. Hey, blunder games, right? So Omid was definitely extremely ahead, but I think now this changes a lot of things. But still, like, the opponent is so weak positionally, I think Omid can still make a comeback. So we're all rooting for him to make a comeback. Okay, so that was a very good move because, again, this is being protected by this, right? And so it gains the tempo on the queen. So let's see what happens. He's got to be careful because the queen basically has very few squares to escape. In fact, I think he only has 2 squares to escape, right here and here and here. Actually, 3 squares. Because here he'll get captured, here he'll get captured, here he'll get captured, here he'll get captured, right? So these are the only, okay, so he decides to go there. Let's think about this. Omid's knight is here. He could potentially pawn storm up there eventually. But we just have to be a little bit careful because Omid's down a piece right now. So he might not want to trade this. But he also might not want to, yeah, basically don't trade. But opponent is pretty jammed, right? So he's going to protect this and potentially accept this exchange. And I think Omid's probably going to take with the queen. Let's see if I'm right. Because you have a tempo on this pawn. That was a pretty good prophylactic move. So he's threatening this pawn. So let's see what. Still think Omid has this, man. Let's see. Do you have a potential pawn move here? Because, again, look how vulnerable. Okay. All right. Omid's going to start attacking. He's going for broke, basically. Again, this rook's not doing anything. This bishop's not doing anything. So let's see what Omid has. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's got a point of convergence here, right? So let's see if the opponent sees it. Okay, the opponent does not see it. The opponent does not see that point of convergence. I think Omid has it. Yeah, Omid sees it. Oh, he's going to get a checkmate. Because if he moves the pawn here, Omid got to look at this. He's got this move right here. And then watch. He goes here, right? I think tactically Omid has this. Like, opponent, if Omid can calculate, I think Omid has this. Okay, let's calculate while the opponent thinks, because opponent's definitely panicking. So if he goes here, what? Checkmate. That's checkmate. Omid, you got to checkmate. Let's see if he sees it. Oh, not yet. Yeah, but now you got to checkmate. Let's see. So, wow, he sacrifices his queen. The question is, which direction will Omid take? Right, that's a positional decision. Or he could take with the queen, actually. He doesn't even have to. I think probably take with one of the pawns. Oh, he takes with the queen. Because look, my thought was take with the pawn, and then you have this pawn right here you could take. But Omid's like, I could now get the... See that? He could get the rook down there. He could run in... Nah, that doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't have it. You're a tempo ahead, Omid. Yeah, Omid sees this. This is great. Omid's going to get it. Oh, all right. Now let's see what happens. Probably attack the bishop, maybe? Or let's see. Potentially attack this way. Wow, have the fortunes turned, right? Still a very tactic-heavy game now because the queen's got a little bit maneuverable than two rooks, but two rooks are slightly more powerful, so... I think you go here. Omid, go here. If he goes there, right, he's opening up the diagonal again. And then, so let's say the opponent doesn't see it. We're playing a little bit of hope chess, right? But, so let's say opponent captures. He definitely wouldn't capture like that. Actually, he could, but okay, we go here. He's forced to move here. And then we can ladder checkmate him. Actually, he might be able to escape. Interesting. Okay, so now Omi got it. Omi got it. He got it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. We'll have to break this game down. This very tactically interesting game. Oh, perfect. Now Omi got a ladder checkmate. Oh, not quite. He's going to have to do here. Wow. Omid forced him to close the position. Look at this. And then he can go here. Look at that. He forced him to close the position. Question is, can he finish it, though? Huh. Goes here. Goes here. Doesn't have another check. Oh, he goes here. Never mind. So he's probably going to hide here. Question is, what does he do if he hides there? He's do it there. Is that the plan? To go here? Or I see. He's basically going to go here. Oh. He's actually going to just hide his queen.
Check first.
Interesting.
Should have done that. Whoa.
He's got 5 seconds. He's got 0.5 seconds. Wow, that was it was interesting, Omi. Let's see if you have your headphones on.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, even when you when you blundered that bishop, you were
Uh-huh.
still like I think you almost got him.
Yeah, I kept my head in the game and got some counterplay going. But
Yeah.
that was really bad, man. It's crazy to like spend time, and the whole point of the thing is not to hang pieces.
Yeah.
And what do? I hang a piece.
Yeah.
Oh, that was too funny. All right, should we go over it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Oh, too funny.
So I haven't seen this defense in a while.
It's the Philidor, right?
Philidor, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the principled move is to strike in the center immediately because it's d6 is kind of a passive move, and they've just spent 2 pawn moves. We got a little lead in development, so
Yeah.
bishop g4 is a known mistake that would transpose to the upper house game.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. And so this is all just opening stuff, standard opening stuff.
I guess so, yeah. So my opponent lashed out with c5.
Yeah, I saw that.
Here. It felt kind of off to me, and I think my response was it was at least made sense, Bishop b5 check,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
They don't want to play knight c6 because that would lose.
Yeah.
So they do this, and I get to trade. And basically, either way, I get to bring my knight to f5, which is a good square. I'm attacking d6. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they'd play like knight b6. That's kind of what I expected, but they played queen f6.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, eh.
Right, it feels shaky, especially I probably spent a little too much time on knight c3. It's just like a really natural move,
Yeah.
And my opponent played knight b6, which I expected, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the consequences of knight b5 were to add another attacker to the d6 square, also to threaten knight c7 check, forking the king and rook. And I thought that black would queenside castle, and I was thinking of knight takes a7 check, king b8, knight b5. But what I don't like about that, even though I've won a pawn, is that my king and queen are both in the center, and their rook is on the d file. And I just was kind of feeling like, it's better to just play something simple. And my thought was I just have like a better position here. So I decided to castle and see what my opponent would do.
Yeah.
They played g6, which makes sense, kicking my knight, trying to develop their stuff.
Yeah.
Knight e3, I'm just clamping down on the d5 square. I expected like knight e7 here.
And when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, a little suspect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely was a little bit weird. But,
and I saw that move exactly. I was like, where are you going to do it? Because I was like, you have enough support to do it.
Yeah.
And you did it. So that was exactly the move I saw too.
Yeah. So takes.
With a great tempo on the queen.
Yeah. So I think this is why I made the blunder. So at various points, I was thinking about bishop f4 to kick the queen, or f4. And I think like something happened where I just like, I kept imagining bishop f4, knowing that my bishop would be protected. And then so I protect my e pawn, rook e1.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great prophylactic move.
Yeah, just protecting, they're attacking my unprotected pawn. So I defended it. And then for some reason, like in my mind, I just like didn't differentiate between like bishop f4 and bishop f5. And I thought like my knight was protecting my bishop. So terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe a better move here could have been like c4. Or I could have played bishop f4, actually.
Yeah.
Bishop f4.
Yeah.
and then queen e6. Or I might just play like c4. What's another move that makes sense? Yeah, bishop f4 is fine. f4 would be fine too.
This one.
A lot of moves that are fine.
Yeah.
I guess so I thought, yeah, I was just trying to avoid trades for as long as I could. You know, while their king was like on c8 with this like d6, c5 pawn structure, I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
I'm killing him. And then I blundered my bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, even after it happened, like you found another really good move, right? Like I think you still had it. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know if I still had it. I think, yeah, but I think I made some good practical choices.
Yeah, that was great right there.
Yeah. I think really, like, at this point, it wasn't so much that I had something. It was just that my opponent was like being really careless. Like,
yeah.
Like, what do you think the whole point of like all my moves were, dude? Like,
I remember I was like, how is the opponent not seeing this point of convergence, right? And he didn't see it and I was like, wow. And then once he saw it, he gave up his queen. I'm like, I thought, but I was like, I was calculating. I was like, okay, what if you don't give up your queen, you take the pawn? I guess he didn't want to risk this. So,
you know what I could have done after queen takes b3? I couldn't figure out what the best recapture was, and I kind of settled on queen takes so that I could have like c3 as a move and keep the b file open. But maybe c takes is better here.
That's what I was sort of thinking. I was thinking you decide on one of these. I was like, which way to take it? And I thought probably this way was correct, but then once you took it, I was like, oh, okay, Omi, just thinking like I'm gonna keep attacking this way.
Yeah, it was to keep c3 as an option and also to keep the b file open. I didn't want to take with the a pawn because their bishop is guarding a1, so it's not easy for me to bring a rook there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So then,
my opponent did a pretty good job of getting some counterplay, but I mean the problem is like they're actually just like pretty solid.
Yeah,
they have a pretty strong bishop and rook for the queen.
Yeah,
and they're defending. And yeah, this was like
I like this part.
I don't know. I think like I had to try it.
Yeah,
maybe not. Actually, can we go back before I played e5?
Yeah.
Well, because like if I don't do that, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Because they're attacking my e4 pawn. I don't want to play rook e1. That's just like, then I might as well resign. Right?
Yeah.
So I did this, and yeah, my idea was to block the e5 square to play c3 to win the bishop. But I didn't consider. I saw this and I saw the queen h3 check, but then like for some reason I didn't see f5, and then once f5 happened, I was like, okay, well I'm actually like pretty much cooked at this point because they just got the pawn roller.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then at this point, I think you
were pretty low on time at this point too.
Very low on time. Definitely like lost here. They played e2. I mean, I could try to like sack. I mean, I would have to sack the rook.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's why these are called blunder games.
Yeah. I mean, well, hey, it goes to show that like maybe I need to get back into that. I need to play some more blunder games because like I don't want to be playing that stuff in my games.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I told you I played a classical game with Helia and I blundered a bishop out of the open just straight up. It was the first time it happened in a super long time.
Wow.
So yeah,
I see.
It would be good for me to like do some more of this stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoy playing blunder games together actually because you sort of learn from it instead of just get mad at yourself. Because normally if I were playing a blunder game and I like misclick like that, I'd be so mad. But instead we get to kind of laugh about it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just for training,
Yeah, exactly. Just for
Rating doesn't matter.
yeah, doesn't matter, especially online.
It's just a number.
Yeah, make it really count, right? Like when I played the IM, I made it really count, and I still blundered eventually, but at least I played pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna have a little snack.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, but yeah, 15-10 blunder games are so much different than like 10-minute blunder. Like
Yeah.
every time control changes a lot of things.
Yeah, 15-10's a little better. I think it's nice to have time in end games,
Mm-hmm.
That's my main gripe with 10-0 is that yeah, it's better than Blitz, but you still get those like low quality end games, which are
Yeah.
often like the most interesting part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's Ilya doing?
Oh, he's doing well. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still working a lot. Trying to get him to go to this new I told you about the Thursday night chess club that started.
Yeah, how was that event, by the way?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a good time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like between like 8 and 12 people every time.
Oh,
Some
wow.
pretty strong players.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow.
I went there last night. And yeah, met a couple of good players.
Mm-hmm.
Lost one game, won a couple.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or the
Did I
time
tell you?
control.
It varies. Some
Mhm.
people we play without a clock. Sometimes you play with one. I've played like Blitz, Rapid, all different time controls. We played a little last week. I went with Ilya and we played some Bug House, live Bug
That's
House.
awesome.
It was fun. Yeah, that was a great time.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, while I am on Lichess, I might as well play a blunder game if you're down to watch another blunder game. Okay, I'm gonna.
Sure, I will.
All right.
Maybe there was. I mean, it depends on whether or not you care. It was there for like the beginning of the first one. We were kind of like both commentating at the same time. Do you want me to commentate or do you want to like share your thoughts? It'd probably be better to do like one or the other because like since you can't hear me for obvious reasons, like we can't like it's like kind of hard to like start a thought and then like if you start saying a sentence.
Yeah, I realized that. That's why I started being quiet afterwards.
I kind of like figured.
Yeah, I was like, I realized, oh my god, like don't think to yourself, Jerry, because and so yeah, I will be quiet the whole time this time, mainly because it's good practice for playing actual chess too, right? You can't be thinking aloud when you're playing actual chess over the board.
Yeah, yeah.
So
okay,
I'll do a 10-5. That should be good.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
And then I will mute. Once we get a game started, I will mute. That's the one thing about Lichess. Sometimes the games don't get paired as quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. All right.
All right.
I will mute.
See you on the other side. Okay. Well, this is good. Jerry gets a game with Black. This time he plays his French defense. You get an exchange French. This is pretty good development for Black. White is basically saying that they're not playing for an advantage. We get development, bishop f4, very normal. It is an undefended piece, but not really a way to exploit that yet. So probably, okay. You develop a piece, not hanging anything. They pin the knight. We'll see if Jerry might be a little concerned about like knight e5. We can always play bishop d7. Play it now, yeah. I think I'd be more inclined to play like bishop e7 and just get castled. But this should be fine too. Bishop e7, castles. Ooh, he's looking for fancy stuff. Usually not a great idea when your king's still in the center. I think the prudent thing to do is to just try to get castled right away. Yeah. Good move. Yeah, he's doing great. Q1. Now's a good time to get out of dodge. Awesome. Great play by Jerry so far. Look at that. His opponent just gives the bishop for no reason. Totally unprompted. I think I would have preferred to take with the pawn there, keep the bishop on a good diagonal. Now it's kind of blocked by its own pawn. Maybe susceptible to being attacked by like knight e5. But okay. Certainly not a blunder. Jerry seems pretty interested in getting his bishop to b4, which I'm not too crazy about. We're moving a already developed piece twice. So opponent asks a question. Let's do it. Okay. Jerry relinquishes his bishop pair. Looks like he might be interested in putting his knight on e4 and somehow trying to get his bishop to b5. One of the downsides about having given up his dark squared bishop is that he only has one minor piece now that can control the dark squares, while his opponent has two, right? The knight is capable of controlling both color complexes, and Jerry only has a light squared bishop. And that weakness on e5, it is something. So, okay, Jerry is attacking pawn on c3. And, okay, that's a good move. His opponent is trying to offload the weakness on c3. Ooh. Jerry's thinking about developing his queen. He wants a complete development. What's kind of annoying is that queen d7 would be like a pretty natural developing square, but it runs into knight e5, gaining a tempo on the queen. White could think about trading the bishop on c6. Okay, so far. Although, there's a question. What if black just takes on c4? Is that not a pawn? That's actually a question. Could we have just taken on c4? Because of d5, we have that square well protected. So Jerry's thinking about f6. At least I think he is. I think I saw his mouse hovering over f6. Actually, I think would be fine here. It would weaken the light squares around his king, but he does have a light square bishop. I don't see how black exploits it, and usually you do see that pawn structure in the exchange French from black, especially in cases where black plays bishop g5 early on. I would definitely consider it, actually. f6. 6. See anything to worry about. Well, looks like he's considering it. I see his mouse hovering over the f. Oh, he's thinking of bringing his queen to f6. We'll see what he picks. As long as he doesn't hang something, that's doing just fine. So his opponent does seem to have a threat here. c4, attacking the light square bishop. I guess we do have bishop. Well, bishop c6, d5, disconnecting the communication between the bishop and the knight. f6, I like that move. What would have happened if white played c4? c4, f takes e5, c takes d5, e takes f4. Then black would be up a piece. So c4 probably didn't work. Where's Jerry going to move the knight? Knight d6 makes some sense. Maybe trying to reroute to c4. It's kind of an outpost. It isn't protected by a pawn, but White wouldn't have an easy way of kicking the knight. Jerry opts for c3, where it attacks White's queen and offers an exchange of rooks. Now the knight is attacked, and White's queen is developed. So the knight's on b5. Got to be a little careful here. When you have two pieces that are one square apart, they can be vulnerable to being forked. Jerry should be able to defend against that possibility. Ooh. Double attack on the rook on e7, the knight on b5. Jerry has to find good move here to not lose material. I think that's one of them. Knight d6, I think, was also fine. Now, Jerry just needs to save his piece, which he does. Jerry sees that his pawn is defended. Also going to retake. Do we offer a queen trade? We keep queens on the board. I think Jerry's going to keep the queens on the board. I think he likes it. All right. White grab some space in the center. Ooh, I don't know about that one. Yeah. It's okay. I think, you know. Oh my God. I didn't no idea. Jerry's opponent has just been blitzing his moves this whole time. Oh, save the bishop. Oh, Jerry lost a piece. Queen takes b6, ab, dc. Bummer. That's unfair, you know. Jerry really spent a lot of time. He was thinking so much more than his opponent. Oh my God. Brutal. A rook defends the knight. Maybe b5, try to create a pass pawn. Gotta do something. Oh, Jerry does have increment. That's good, at least. Uh-oh. Rook d3, blunders. Uh-oh. 97. His opponent misses it. Oh, my God.
He could have gotten me with the tactic. Thank goodness he didn't see it.
Yeah. Now we're just low on time. So, low on time, losing on the board. Huh? We'll see how well Jerry's opponent defends against the passed pawn. Normal. Looks like we're losing the pawn, fortunately. We could play f5 here, force them to take with them. Oh, actually, no, we're not really forcing them to take. They can take with the rook anyways, because they'd be attacking the rook on c2. We get a rook trade. Maybe Jerry has some chances to swindle a draw, but that's a really weird way to capture. Looks like they're going to get away with it. Do we want a rook trade? Probably. Gosh. It's a good move. Allowing the cheap pawn to be mobile. I think. Yeah, it's going to do it. Does his opponent know how to ladder mate? There we go. Oh my God. His opponent wants to play queen b7 so bad. It's a stalemate. Oh, jeez. There it is. Really making your opponent work for it.
Yeah.
They almost stalemated you at the end. Though.
Yeah.
I think they almost played queen b7.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting. He decided not even to deal with the French, which that's why I cheered. I was like, well, that means we're basically equalized. But
yeah,
eventually I knew where I made the mistake. But
really the main blunder was the one in the end when you played queen b6 check.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you just lost a piece there.
Yeah.
Because they were attacking your bishop. But other than that, we didn't blunder pieces or pawns. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny to have a game that's a little open like this where the e-file is open. So it is kind of awkward because there's less maneuverability for this bishop, the dark squared bishop, when he puts this here. And You know, thinking back on it, maybe in the future I could even try to kick this bishop or something like that.
Another option in the exchange French.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to play the French, what I would do is so they take on d5 and you recapture,
Mm-hmm.
and then usually they develop the knight,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll develop the bishop and then the knight. But I usually, just to make the position just a little bit imbalanced, I would try to develop my knight to like the opposite square that they develop their knight to.
Oh,
So I
you
would
would go here.
no. So I go back a move. I would play like bishop d6 and then play knight e7 instead of knight f6. And then
Okay.
if they play for like bishop d3 and knight 2, then I'd bring my knight to f6 just to keep things not so symmetrical. And one of the benefits of the knight being on e7 is that if they ever play like bishop g5, you have f6, and sometimes you just play f6 anyways just to take away the e5 score.
Uh-huh. That makes a lot of sense. And I believe I remember looking it up, and this is actually the top move. So what you used to do in balancing a little actually is the best recommendation.
Yeah, bishop d6 just gives your knight the option, because if you
Yeah.
do knight e7 right away, you lock in your bishop. That's not
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and I sort of realized it this game. So now I finally understand why that's the recommendation. So I get it now, because this game was like, wow, if he does put the bishop here, then like my bishop, unless I want to exchange it and double up my pawns here or something.
Yeah, well, you could always meet bishop f4 with bishop d6, and if they trade, you can just recapture with the queen.
With the queen, true. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could do
no
that.
problem. And then
Yeah.
if they play bishop g5, then play bishop e7 back, and then if they want to, if they insist on having their bishop on f4, then they have to spend an extra tempo to do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got your bishop to e7. So,
Yeah.
but the way you played it is totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of those good lessons about if you're playing black, even when he decides not to deal with your opening, you're still slightly behind in tempo, right? And that's the thing. I was like, well, I don't have to worry about anything too complicated, but still slightly behind in tempo, which is why even when it's open up to like this, you should still try to slightly imbalance it. It puts things in your favor.
Yeah, you're not really behind. It just like, I mean, yeah, like the half a tempo. It felt a little bit more like you were behind just because like you delayed castling longer than your opponent did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's go back a second.
Mm-hmm.
Before you played bishop b4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Actually, before this even, I think, yeah, this moment when white captured on c6 for no reason, I would take back with the pawn.
With the pawn, yeah.
I think that's better. I think what I like about taking with the pawn is it gives you two c pawns. You have like two ways that you can place for c5.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it's a common thing for the French, right? You gotta yeah, exactly. Play for that.
Yes. It's a little nitpicky, and it doesn't really matter because it's like beyond the scope of the blunder games.
Yeah.
It does give your opponent a target though, so like knight e5 becomes more of a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say let's go ahead a little bit before you played. So instead of playing bishop b4, I wasn't too crazy about that.
Yeah, me neither.
Either. Yeah, I think it's a little bit annoying because you want to play queen d7 to connect your rooks, but then they have knight e5.
Yeah.
So maybe you play bishop d6. It's kind of like your position is really cramped right now.
Yeah.
And that's what that kind of stinks because it's partly because of your c pawn is on c7.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like instead of playing like knight c6 earlier, maybe you play like bishop e7 castle and play c6. Yeah. And then you can play for like knight b d7.
Yes.
Rook e8 and like knight f8. some kind of maneuver like that. And then also that with the pawn on c6 instead of c7, you have like one extra diagonal for your queen. So like, you know, when they develop their dark squared bishop, you at least have the option of like queen b6, gaining a tempo on like their b2 pawn, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And in the past, when it's exchanged, I've actually sort of stuck with that sort of French defense pawn structure with the knight there. So I've done that before. And it worked. It worked pretty well. So
gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things where I haven't played an exchange in a while. So I just forgot like some of the kind of the nuances of the position.
Yeah. But what was really good about what you did is that you didn't hang any pieces.
Yeah, exactly. So for blunder games, at least this game, I was like, okay, I didn't hang any pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's great. C4. Oh, could we not take on C4?
Let's see.
Is that not a pawn?
Yeah, so I think actually that was probably my mistake of the game. I didn't even take.
Well, we should analyze it.
Yeah.
Go into the analysis board. Hopefully your opponent didn't turn on the engine. It'd be kind of okay, great. So let's put that on the board. D takes C4.
Yeah, so let's go here.
So the main question for me is D5. But no, that just blunders another pawn. So
yeah,
I think that was a free pawn.
Yeah, that was a free pawn. And I think I actually was like I was like, oh, he's gonna gain a tempo on me, but then I probably didn't see that. Well, yeah, you just recapture it. It's not like he's got anything on you because everything's protected still. It's probably one of those I should have thought about it for a second. I just dismissed it. It was like, oh, he's gonna push his pawn and gain a tempo on me, but no, he's gonna give me a pawn. Yeah, so it was one of those I should have thought about it for a second before dismissing it. So that I would consider that my mistake. It's not a blunder, but that was my mistake for the game.
Yeah. We didn't take the free stuff.
Yeah,
but okay.
Stuff. Exactly. Yeah.
So
and my other thing is because I was like, I was so worried about this night. So that was probably preventing me from seeing certain things. But yeah, it definitely one of those. Just should have taken like 10 more seconds to think about it.
It's okay though.
Yeah. So it goes here.
95. I like your F6 move.
Mm-hmm.
I was ruminating on whether or not C4 was possible instead of knight D3, but I don't think it is. I think that loses a piece. Because you take on E5, they take on D5, and then you take on F4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, this move wasn't thought out too much. I was just realizing I was running low on time. I'm like, I gotta build an attack. So it wasn't too thought out, wasn't too calculated. It was like running low on time, do something. And I was like, let me try to attack his back rank.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, like sometimes that happens. You don't know what to do, and you know, when you're playing with time, you're like with the clock, you have to. It's a good skill to have to be able to just make a move that doesn't blunder a piece for no reason.
Yeah, so, exactly.
It's fine. Is it a good move objectively? Probably not, but at the same time, like it doesn't hang anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You're fine.
Yeah.
We put the knight on C3. Maybe regretted it slightly after they played queen D2.
Definitely.
What would have been a better square, do you think, for the knight instead of C3?
Let's see. I actually was tempted to put it here.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay, he might double up my pawn, but I can finally open up some files for myself. So that was my instinct. And then, of course, you could potentially put it here. And then just that was probably the best retreat square now that I think about it.
D6.
Yeah. I honestly, I just didn't want to go back too much. So it keeps doing that. My candidate moves were basically, I only gave myself 2 candidate moves, this and this. I didn't even honestly think too much about this. I was like, I don't want to move backwards. But yeah, that probably was the best square.
Yeah. But we didn't hang anything. We just got chased around a little bit.
Yeah, I just got chased a little. When that happened, I was like, uh-oh. I helped them develop.
Yeah. It's a little bit like you see, like, fortunately this didn't end up in the loss of material, but when you play knight b5 here, and then suddenly they play queen b4, forking like an undefended knight on b5 and double attacking the rook on e7, like, and of course you have like more than one way to get out of it, but you see, like, when you put your pieces on undefended squares, like, these kinds of like double attacks just prop up, and it it works both ways,
Yeah, exactly. So that was one of those, again, just assuming he's not going to find tactics or find the best move.
Classic.
Yeah. And so this was, I almost was like, do I just trade queens here?
Yeah. I predicted that you wouldn't trade queens. I was like, Jerry wants to attack. I bet he's not going to trade queens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this was a moment because I realized, man, if I go there, he's coming down. So, but then I was like, I have no other good moves either. So I think if this were a longer game, I probably would have decided to trade queens because this was just too big a threat.
Yeah, it's annoying. Probably it was because, I mean, you can't avoid losing the pawn anyways, right?
Yeah.
Probably instead of bishop c6, play like bishop f7.
Yeah.
And don't give him a chance to play d5 yet. If like, if you go back and play bishop f7 instead of bishop c6.
Yeah, this was actually the move I instinctually wanted. So this was actually the one I wanted to do, but then I convinced myself out of it because I was like, I hate this coming down.
But put her on the board though.
Yeah. So
queen b7. What do you have this position?
Let's see. Yeah, actually, I have this. See, this is an example of if you took longer to calculate it, you would have seen it.
You didn't really have any time at this point, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm thinking about it. You were basically just like autopilot, just got to make a move.
Yeah. And this would have been a good move. It is a temple on the knight.
Yeah. Wow. You wouldn't lose a pawn at the very least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a perfect example. If more time or better time management or both, I would have definitely seen it.
I was so shocked at this stage of the game. I wasn't really paying attention to your opponent's clock, but your opponent was just like blitzing like crazy.
Yeah.
They had like almost all their time at this point.
Yeah. He did really good time management until I started running out of time, and then he decided to play fast with me. So yeah. But yeah, I was so surprised. There were points where he had like 9 minutes. I'm like, how did he do it? Yeah. So
your opponent wasn't managing their time well. They were playing too quickly.
Yeah.
You could see it. Like, you even saw that your opponent like missed a winning tactic.
Yeah.
In the end game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to that tactic really soon. I almost was like, let's go here, but the issue is he's too quick to queen. I was like, I thought I had a tactic again. It's just I was running out of time, right? I had 46 seconds. I thought it was like, I'm gonna take this and this, but it's like, oh wow, this is really like, it's not just this. It's like he coming down here. Yeah. So yeah, I had to do this, which then he had time to do that, but I still, still got the pawn. But yeah, once I realized this was another example. If I had more time, I would have seen the convergent point, because I was like, I'm going to take the knight, but then, he captures with protection of the knight. It's one of those I would have seen if I had more time to calculate. I was like, okay, so my plan's foiled.
I actually missed that at first too. I was thinking like, oh, okay, we have rook a3 and they can't take the pawn.
Yeah.
But then once they took the pawn, I was like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. So there, and then we're almost at the part where he missed a great tactic. Let's see if I can find it.
It was that was the point.
Yeah,
Right
right
there.
there.
It was
Right there. Yeah, exactly. Because he had a check.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a
exactly.
check. And I was like, the moment I did, I was like, oh my God. And he didn't see it. It was so funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So I think that was probably his big mistake of this game was he didn't see a tactic.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that was my second blunder game. At least I didn't blunder a piece this time.
Yeah. You did in time trouble towards
Yeah,
the end. But
yeah.
but
Exactly.
overall, you did good. You made it out of the opening okay. And yeah, you still have like things to learn too.
Yeah.
Just about chess in general.
Yeah, exactly. Especially how to play the exchange variation. Like the way I played it before, where I stumbled on a good kind of non-cramp structure, I wasn't thinking positionally. I was just like, let's just see what happens when I do it with the regular French structure without the e-pawn, right? I wasn't understanding it positionally like I understand why it works now. Yeah, exactly. So, well, what do you think? Do you want to do one more blunder game?
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And you have I love your username on Lichess.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Maybe I'll do a 10-5 too.
Yeah.
That way we won't get any time trouble.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you know when the game starts, and then I'll take my headphones off.
Sounds good.
Still waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I think not a lot of people play 10-5.
Yeah, that's probably
10-0,
what it is.
10-0 and 15-10, I think, are a little more common.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I'll get one.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes too much longer, then I'll cancel and I'll do a 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get a game. Yeah, why don't I do that? I'll cancel this one. Here we go. I got a game. All right. See you on the other side.
See you on the other side. All right, so this is a Carol Khan advance variation. And Omid and I have played many Carol Khans. So the opponent right now is trading off a bishop. This is sort of the bad bishop. So it's almost your incentive to trade because once he closes the pyramid, look at this bishop. This bishop goes very, very quickly through. So this is this would be interesting if I'm thinking Omid is, oh yeah, Omid is definitely black. Yeah. I mean, knowing how he plays Carol Khan, I was like, that has to be Omid. So yeah, the reason this is a good bishop is that, look at this. Once he closes this up, look at all that. His bishop has free reign. Whereas if he closes this up, look at his bishop. His bishop's blocked. So there are some opening traps with the Carol Khan that I don't know. But see, now he closes it up. Look at this bishop. This bishop can start targeting all this stuff. Bishop can move here, right? Whereas look at his bishop. Right now, these squares are blocking. So that's why the Carol Khan is such a strong, especially the advanced variation. It's considered one of the weakest ways of playing against the Carol Khan. Partly is because one, you have an overextension, but two, if you don't play it right, you also trade off your wrong bishop against their bishop. That's the difference between the French and the Carol Khan, right? The French defense, the bad bishop stays in, whereas the Carol Khan, the bad bishop gets out theoretically if you play it right, especially the advanced variation. But I've tried playing the Carol Khan, and it's a learning curve too. So there's just one attacker so far. Potentially there could be two attackers at this point. This pawn is actually very important. Like, there's some very good kingside attacks against the Caro-Kann. So you actually have to make some prophylactic moves. Now, what they are, I don't know too well because I'm very, very new to the Caro-Kann. But so sort of like a French defense structure here, right? Getting more space, maybe getting a knight over here. You could also get, oh, you can't because this knight's guarding the square. But theoretically, you could have a knight here too. But now he can have a knight here. But it's actually no, right here, then here. You see that? So that's a square that he could control. Notice there's always this X-ray, right? So he's going to start pawn storming this way. That's probably a good double attack right there. Although this is his bad bishop. No, don't trade a knight for his bad bishop. You want to keep this bad bishop. So that's not actually good double attack. But notice his bad bishop's also blocking his knight. His knight has virtually no place to go. So he's in a very cramped structure. This structure happens in the French defense too to protect his advanced pawn. There's a lot of tactics that you could do against this. I'll have to look up some of the lines again. Actually, look at this pawn. This pawn is weak. He could potentially... Actually, this pawn's hanging. I don't think he has a quick way of getting to it. A lot of tension spots. Now he's trying to maybe defend against that. Right, he can move here. Oh, this is look at this. This pawn's hanging. Potentially go here. Open up this side. So, okay, Omid's deciding to break the center. Let's see. Ooh, he's going to sacrifice a knight. Yeah, that's a good sacrifice because then it's a pin. See that? Yep. So instead, let's see. He's got two attackers. Omid's taking his time now to really think about it. Tricky position for sure. Probably retreating. Look how exposed. Oh, nice little pin. That's a great tactical find. Great tactical find. Oh. Wow. He's going to try to trap Omid. He's going to try to trap the queen. You see, the queen does have limited places to go. I would have just gone there, threatened him. But okay, that's a safer square. Whoa, he just gave up a rook. Notice also, by giving up his good bishop, he doesn't have a check with his bishop, right? The king's on a light square. The dark squared king, the black king starts on a light square. The white king starts on a dark square. That's always something to know. Wow. Omid's committed to keeping the king in the center. Ooh, this is a tense game. Hmm. He still has 4 minutes, so still has time to think about it. Wow. Opponent, that's what's, you would consider that as Visionzug, right? Opponent does an intermediate move before the recapturing. And you see here, this is a fork potentially. So Omid has to be careful. Wow, this is complicated. Yep, that's where I would go to. And then a point of convergence. And then there's a pawn hanging. And this is hanging. So I should probably move back. Or go here. Look at this. Either way, he's going to lose a piece. Or threaten the queen in a tempo. Ooh.
It's a good move. Take.
Yeah, that's an example of, instead of retreating, right, pile on the attack, especially if you have a piece that's very annoying. The Carol Khan is one of those. It can become messy like this. Because again, Carol Khan creates imbalances. Hmm. Wow. It's killing my ass. Gotta give my eyes a break. Wow. Ah, there we go. That's better. Nice. That's a good move. Because either way, it's a check, right? Gives them a tempo. Actually, it's not. Ooh, this actually complicated. But yeah, he should be fine. The knight's. Wow, he just. Okay. There it is. Omid might have. Oh, look at that. This protects this square. Not quite. And it protects this. Look at that. Ah, the knight, man. The knight's always coming in from behind. That's pretty good castle, actually. It does hang this, but it's okay. That was to prevent that. Ooh. All right. I think it's knight sack time. Yeah, he sacked the knight like I predicted. Because look at the queen in the action now. So he does have this. Very interesting move. Thank you, go. Let's see. Go up here. Let's see. I guess it goes here. I mean, we'll see. I guess you go here with your knight. Yeah, that's the move. You go here with your knight. And then that's mate. Let's see if he sees it. You have a mate and 2. So he could come back down to defend. That's probably what he would do. Yep. I mean, that's not the best move, but it's a move. Now Amit has a tempo. Yeah, there it is. Man. He's got 14. Eight seconds left. His opponent's actually taking his time, right? Which is good when you're ahead. Okay, let's see if Omid get this. Yep. Let's see what happens. Oh, he won. He won, mate. That's good job. Good job, dude. I was rooting for that. That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Dude, that was awesome.
My
Wow.
opponent just said oops in the chat.
In these fast games, it happens all the time where they just like don't see. Again, it's what we talked about last game, where they don't assume you're going to keep moving forward, right? You're going to keep doing your thing. They think, okay, I'm about to win. He's going to automatically play defensive.
Yeah. You know, they probably saw, you know, this guy's got like 2 seconds on his clock. You know, he's got to defend against a bunch of crap. They just totally forgot about like threats against their own king.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really lucky.
That was awesome.
Less than 1 second left on my clock. I was like, basically, I think my opponent could have even won by playing like queen d8 check and sacking their queen.
Yeah.
Because it just would have taken too much time for me to recapture. I would have just lost that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
That was funny. Wow.
Yeah.
So
should we analyze it?
Yeah. So it's the advanced variation of the Caro-Kann.
Yeah. And my opponent does this this trendy h4 move, the Tau variation. I think
this is called the Tau. Okay.
Yeah. We analyzed this a little bit after the blunder game that we played together.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. That's right.
Where I think instead of h4 in that position, you played bishop g5.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I went there.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of like opening theory. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know that like nowadays people play h5 instead of h6 just to stop g4.
Makes sense.
And yeah, it's been fine. And there's my opponent plays bishop. Oh no, they trade.
Yeah, which is the wrong thing to do, right? Positionally.
No, it's fine. I think usually people play bishop g5.
Okay.
First. I see. But no, they actually bishop d3 is very common in the advanced Caro.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So they're okay with. Okay.
Yeah. Even though it's like technically they're good bishop. Like,
but they're okay with that, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I go for this cheeky like queen a6 thing.
Yeah.
And, I think it was okay because like there's kind of like a downside no matter where they put their queen. So like bishop d2, white usually feels like, oh, this is great, you know, I get a tempo on the queen.
Yeah.
But then you play this queen a6 move, which I stole from a Capablanca game. And the idea is that like there's not like a super convenient way for them to coordinate if they decide to keep queens on the board.
Yeah.
So they play queen e3, which makes sense. Their priority with this move is to get castle. So they're going to play knight e2 and castle kingside. If they had played, like, for example, queen h3, which would be threatening queen c8 mate, by the way. Then after, like, if black plays like e6 and they play knight e2, they still wouldn't quite be ready to castle because they would have to protect the knight on e2. So it's just like a way to kind of disrupt white, and otherwise we get a queen trade, and I'll take with my knight on a6, and I'll play c5, and we'll just go into like an endgame.
That makes sense.
Middle game, yeah.
It was really cool to see this because it's like, even if he takes, like, I was like, and it's like, oh, the knight will develop. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the knight, it's
also a way to kind of avoid some of the sharper variations of
makes
this
sense. Yeah. Makes sense.
So queen e3, I play e6. Yeah. And then so my opponent is gonna castle, and I kind of go for like the typical knight d7, knight e7, c5.
Yeah.
Kind of
exactly stuff. Which happens in the French too. So I was like, oh, this is like the French, but you got rid of your bad bishop.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly what you've been telling me about the Caro.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, it looks like the French.
Yeah.
And I think this move was probably not the best for him, huh?
Yeah, in fact, I think I could have taken twice on d4 right away here, which I didn't notice at all. Yeah, I didn't even think about it yet. I was mostly just like getting a little concerned about f5,
Yeah.
which is why I played g6. And I was also with g6. There's the idea of bishop h6, but yeah, probably better was to take on d4 here. Take twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if they recapture with the queen, bishop
Boom,
c.
you got a pin. Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't see it yet, so I played g6. And then they kept, and then this is where I realized it.
Yeah.
So, and then I saw I had knight b3 here, and I was just, my candidates were knight b3, which wins material, but it's a little risky.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my queen is like, you know, on the other side of the board, like they're going to play f5.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't see how I got knocked out, so I went for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was surprised that he yeah.
Well, you lose it anyways.
Yeah.
So this way does make sense because they get the tempo with knight d2.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then yeah, like you said, your queen's on this side of the board and it's sort of being attacked. You got to be very careful.
The nice thing with the queen on a6, so I move my queen back to a6.
Yeah.
Is that it protects the e6 square.
Yeah, that's right.
Pawn.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is participating in the defense a little bit.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So this happens.
Yeah.
They take, and then they sack their knight.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision too.
It was an interesting decision, and I forgot that they could take on d5, so I missed that idea. My plan was just to take. I thought they would recapture with the queen.
Yeah.
And I would play queen e6, but they took there with the knight, threatening like a really bad fork.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's
so
like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I didn't see it. That was like this is the perfect illustration of like an intermezzo, right? They had an intermezzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe what I should have done in this moment, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't even consider it, but after takes on f5, and then knight takes a d5, could I have just like castled queenside here?
Oh, we'll put the analysis board on.
Yeah.
Let's see, we'll go here, here, right there. So let's see. So
f5,
here, take. And so, and then they take, and then here you castle.
I don't know. Rook c1. Yes. Oh, actually, you know what would suck about this? Bishop takes a7.
Right there.
Threatening rook c1.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
There's like knight b6 stuff too. Yeah, this okay. I don't like this.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so so I kind of expected rook c1. Oh wait, rook c1 hangs the knight. What am I talking about?
Exactly. Hangs the knight. And so that's why he protected the knight. Yeah.
So I started getting low on time here. It was tough, man. I'm up a full rook, but you know, my development's not complete, so
they
definitely have compensation. So then when they took on f5, I was like, okay, I had a chance to simplify a little bit. If they play rook c1, obviously I take with check, so I'm not pinned.
Yeah.
So I got to simplify. But then I wasn't totally sure how to proceed. And then after knight c4, that was a really good move, just like utilizing that d6 square. So I wasn't like super happy, but I think black should be objectively winning here. I mean, we're just up a full rook, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but now we're in full time scramble mode.
Yeah.
I I give a piece back just to simplify the position. So now I'm just up exchange.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I thought that knight d6 would happen, but I'm pretty sure I have an easy refutation if they played knight d6 looking to checkmate me, you know.
Yeah, I thought they would do that too. So,
yeah, what I have though is queen h4, queen takes h4, check,
makes
king
sense.
g2, or king g1. So queen takes h4.
Oh, here.
Yeah, king g1. Only move, or actually no, they have queen h3, but they would probably do this. Then queen e1 check.
Yeah, and then you just repeat it, huh?
No, then I don't want a repetition. King h2.
I don't want to. Okay.
Queen takes e5 check.
Oh, look at that.
I take another pawn, and then they move their king, and I can play like queen d5, protecting my b pawn.
Makes sense. Yeah. I see. Ha ha ha.
So I thought we might do that, or if they play like king h3, then I could play like queen e6 check and get a queen trade.
That makes sense.
I'll be winning that endgame
right there. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have a pretty good endgame because he's also got double pawns in addition to a lesser piece than you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But then you saw what happened. It was just
exactly.
a complete mess. Queen d6, and then here. Yeah. I should have just, I don't know why I didn't trade queens. Although then I would have only had 8 seconds to play an endgame, so I would have lost. Instead, I got a chance to capitalize on my opponent's final blunder.
What was his point of doing this?
Nobody knows. I think the guy was just trying to win on time, you know.
Probably, yeah.
That's all, you know. I don't know. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they were trying to play like knight g3 to disrupt the attack on g2, kind of forgetting that I already had the attack on g2.
Yeah, exactly.
Too bad for them, because like any move would have won for them. Yeah. I didn't have enough time to make more than one move, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yes.
That was awesome. That's one of the fun things about these games.
Yeah,
exactly. Wow, dude. Well, I think this is a good stopping point.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and in the future, I'm probably going to try to talk to Chessdojo. I'm like, hey, let me promote you my big channel. Maybe give me free membership. Let's see if I can talk them into it. Then I'll continue with it.
You probably, you know, they offer. If you're trying to get discounts, they do offer discounts like a couple times a year. And I'm not planning on redeeming this, but if you do convince other people to join the program, they'll give you a discount as well.
I see.
Yeah, I could technically do that since I convinced you to join, but actually, my first membership I already got it at a discount, and I know they don't make a ton of money from this, and I think they do great work. So I'm just going to pay full price anyways next year. But yeah, if you can, that's another way you can get a discount too, if you convince someone else to join.
Makes sense.
How are you enjoying the program so far?
I have to, so I haven't paid for it yet. So to see what else is in store, I have to pay for it. So I haven't made the decision yet. So yeah, we'll see. I might in about a month, I'm traveling to China for a little bit. So maybe when I come back, I'll get on it. Yeah. So
okay, I didn't realize that you hadn't signed up for this.
Yeah, I haven't signed up for it officially.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You'll still get a lot out of it. I mean, like basically, you pretty much like can see what the program is about. Anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe you have like a little bit of limited access to stuff.
But. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have you played any classical games?
Not with anyone on there.
How about any like OTB stuff?
Yeah. So I probably the next time I'll play OTB is tomorrow. But this time I think I'll really I'll really tell them no time controls. Let's just play a real OTB game. So I'll probably only play one OTB game tomorrow. My friend who's like almost national master should be there tomorrow. So it'd be cool to play it'd be cool to play an OTB. He's probably gonna, let me think about this. I won't play London against him because he's gonna Benoni me. So I'm probably gonna play E4 if I play white, but I think I might try to play black against him just to test out. I think if I play French defense, he's probably going to just exchange. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder.
Well, whatever you play, it'll be a good learning experience.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so cool that you're friends with someone who's like almost a national
Almost.
master.
He's very close. He probably, I don't know, probably just needs to win 10 more games. But, you know, at his level, to win 10 more games to get to national master is quite difficult.
Yeah,
Fluctuates very much.
Yeah, it's not easy to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to drop out of his last competition because I think he like drew one and then lost two, and he's like, okay, no more. It's gonna mess up my rating. So he just withdrew.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that level, right? It's like, I mean, once you hit national master, it's good. You're national master forever. But
that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's so much pressure. And you know, he's studying to be an engineer. So I think he wants other things in his life.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, we will talk. I will let you know how tomorrow goes, and I will definitely let you know how the Sunday, the first chess club in the library goes.
Awesome. Sounds good, man.
It'll be a very eventful weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing about it. Thanks for the chess.
Yeah, thank you, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.